Hi, happy people. Welcome to my channel. Khadijah here. I'm, excited to share. I have been slowly but surely tackling the bookshelf to the right of my desk, which if you go back and look at my channel, you can see it's just packed, stuffed full. I'm not ready to show it to you yet, but I worked on the first 3 shelves and unearthed some stuff. And what I unearthed were stuff that was so packed in there I couldn't have even dreamed of getting to it. So I found some old scrapbooks that was really nice that actually put me in tears. They were family scrapbooks. But I also found all of my music sheets that I probably purchased 3 years ago. I knew I was working full time at the time, and I was starting to collect my supplies. And anyway, they got stuff down there. When I pulled them out, I don't know, I guess I got distracted. I cleaned 3 of the shelves. 1, 2, 3, and organized some of my paint that I don't use that often over there. Anyway, actually I cleaned 5 of the shelves, but only had 2 of them filled back up. But anyway, what happened is while I was doing it, I got that impulse to create. So I made the base of a journal. That's what you see in front of you. And I am obsessed with it. I'm in love with it. I literally took what I had right in front of me and what I unearthed from there and made a journal. And the thing is that I want to tell you about is this. It was just, I didn't have any pressure. I didn't feel like I had to watch a video on how to do the spine, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to tell you what I did. I love the way it feels. I just want to keep caressing it. I took an Amazon envelope. It was this wide, and I cut it down to the size of what I thought was kind of like an 8.5 by 11 paper, so I could make it real simple for myself. This is a piece of one of these, which I have a whole bunch of these. You're going to be seeing them coming to a sale that I'm going to participate in at the end of August. But they're just like the 1 or 2 sheet old vintage music sheets that you could not use as pages because they'd fall apart. Like this is 1921, this one. But you use this piece and maybe the lettering or whatever, and you Mod Podge it onto something, which is what I did here. This piece underneath, this is something else on top of it, but this piece was part of, where is my, part of a, shoot, where is it? Well, I have the pieces somewhere. It's part of a 1940s or 1930s. This is the music right here. Sorry, this one. Since Beauty, that is Boundless. But I saved part of the, really, I thought I was so organized. But needless to say, I'm not as organized as I thought I was because I can't find the piece now that I pulled aside. And that really bugged me. Anyway, yeah. So I cut out the date so I could use the date of when it was from and put it inside on something. But I basically made the base. So what I did was I found one of these. I have a whole bunch of them. I organized them, I sorted and just kept some for myself. Like this is 1923. They're just old, falling apart pieces that you can cut out these interesting old photos and use some of the other stuff in terms of your decoupage on maybe any kind of a journal. I just happened to pick the crunchy Amazon package because it felt very non-threatening. And I didn't make it into, it had to be a design. I just played. And I love that. So I glued that on. And then I also found this. It's a 2001 edition of a Baltimore map. What I like about it is the colors. Like they're all these pastels. Like I love this pink and lavender. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen all this color, but it's got the lines of the map. So you can see. Super pretty. It's all about, you know, the different areas in Baltimore, but what I really liked were again, some of the specific colors of the maps. So I took that and wrapped it here because this was not wide enough. So I finished it, wrapped it around to the back. And then on top of this, I have right underneath my desk a package of flowers. And I took one of these and semi-kiss cut some of the flowers and decoupaged it on. I did them on the outside here, and you can tell they turned a weird color because they were over dark here, but I still like it. I really like the look of it. I love, love, love the feel of it. Then I did it on the inside, and then I did it on the inside here, and just made it look pretty. Like, now I haven't dressed this at all. I tied it off with a three-hole pamphlet stitch with just some thread. Super easy. Didn't measure it or anything. But the other thing I'm really happy with are these. So, does anybody know what these are? Well, I'll tell you what they are. They are, well, now they're little dominoes. They're little flat dominoes. But what they were, before I transformed them, is my father-in-law's, who has since passed, old x-rays. He was a dentist. So, I have a stack of these, which were down there as well, because I thought, oh, I can do something with those. So I cut them with some pinking shears and punched holes in them and made them look like little dominoes. And I love the fact that they can sit inside my book and not take up any space, but are this little decorative piece. I don't know. I just thought in the moment I would do that. Then I added some little beads to hang down below. I haven't dressed it yet, so that's my next stage. But it was super fun. This took me at the most 2 hours. And the reason it took 2 hours is because I have a sewing machine that I bought quite some time ago, but I just have only used it once. I finally set it up, and the first time I used it, it was perfect. I did something for a friend. This was the second time I've used it, and I had to put in a new color thread. I put in black thread and did a black bottom, and I think I threaded it wrong because you can kind of see the stitches went kind of awry. Like if you look at them, they're like circles. So I'm going to put some glue down just to hold it because I think the machine wasn't threaded right, or I didn't do the bobbin right. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go back and look at it. Because the first time I threaded it, I read the instructions to make sure I did it right. And the second time I thought, well, I know how to do this. This is like riding a bike. And I think I might have missed something. So I'll go back and look at that. But other than that, like, you know, these are like all the stuff in here. Most of it is just old papers. I put I put some coffee dyed papers. There's nothing special in here. I think they're one thing. This is a coffee dyed. This is actually a floor plan of a house we were designing once. Put some personal things in here, but really I'm going to add those personal touches. It's mostly just some old paper, just stuff that I had right here within arm's length. And the only thing, I left that on there. I'm going to cover it up. The only thing that I did that was somewhat even thinking matchy was this paper that was the first one, because I wanted it to tie in with this, and I wanted it to tie in with this. I wanted it to be pleasing to my eye, because what I thought of when I started this was, okay, Khadijah, let's make a little notebook that you can use to keep track of what you want to do in your art room, the projects you have to do, like just for getting your creative space working. Like, what are you going to order for different storage pieces? What is the height of the shelves and the width of it that you need to fit something into? So I really wanted to kind of keep track of that, and that's what I made this for. So I'm kind of psyched about it, and I wanted to share that with you guys. That's the first thing. And then secondly, after that, I got on a little tangent and said, okay, I wonder what it would be like to mass make, like what some of these people do. Like, I found all of these book pages and books that I was going to get rid of. And I had some that were already cut up that were downstairs in my basement. So what I did was I went on a little masterboard mass make. So these are all for me to use. I'll have them ready. I just did like little patchworks. So again, this is different book pages, some writings, and it's on a manila folder. Whoops. I did another one on a manila folder, another one on a manila folder, another one. And then I did some other ones where I took the inside. Let's see if I can find them. This one I covered with some patterns. I wanted to do some pattern paper ones, see what that was like. You know, obviously there's nothing new here. It's already been done before, but for me it was kind of fun to play with it. Then some of these ones, I did them actually on the insides of like a magazine or a book that I wouldn't use. And then I covered the other side with coffee dyed papers and all light paper. Some of them are like, what do they call those? The inside pages, the outside pages of an inside of a book. The end pages. So again, here's a couple more of these I did. So they're just backgrounds and they're ready to go. And what makes this nice is it's on thin paper, but I have two coats. I have this paper on this side and this paper on this side. And it's just as thick, if not a teeny bit thicker, than the ones that are on manila folder. So I did this one. I just kept going. Look at that. I did it while I was, oh, this one specifically for a cooking. I did one with just cooking cookbooks. See, it's on, this is on Red Man's World. So I haven't done the back of this one yet. Obviously, I forgot. But, and this one as well. The Frederick Remington book. So they were books that I wouldn't use for junk journaling. Here's one that I did the back of. And then here's a great big one. I don't know what book this was. And then here's another one that was, these are from the great big books. So I feel really, I mean, I could literally probably make these into a journal cover if I wanted to, if I Mod Podge them, which maybe I will try that. I don't know. I'll make some fun things. Anyway, I did that. So I got my creative itch out. So I feel like now I can go back to working a little bit at my art room, because I feel like, all right, I did something, and that makes me super happy and feel joy. And now I can move forward with working on my my organization and my functional little wild forest here in my craft room. So anyway, let me know what you think of my little fast little journal that I did. I'm gonna show it to you again. I think my favorite thing about it is the way it feels. Like, you can tell I'm a paper lover nerd. Like, my favorite thing about it is the way it crunches. And it's funny because, like, I want to make another one of these. Like, I'm like, oh, this is so fun. I want to try and make another one. I don't know if they ever come out as good when you do them the second time, but I just love the way it feels. I keep coming up here to touch it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a paper nerd. Anyway, you guys, thanks for showing up. If you're new here, I appreciate you. Welcome. If you're coming back, come back again. Don't forget to, press the like, leave a comment, subscribe, and most important, I hope you find yourself doing something that brings you joy.